So the Wellness Master Series is designed as a platform for knowledge share. So for wellness coaches and teachers and healers, particularly of African descent, to be able to share information about their practices and things that they have learned along their journey. And so it's connecting, the platform is really to just connect everybody with new knowledge, so to speak. And so, and who am I? Like I said, my name is Oyin Talabi, and I'm a Pilates and movement coach. I teach Pilates. So now Pilates is a musculoskeletal way of movement. Musculoskeletal in that it focuses on the skeleton and also the muscles, and it focuses on bringing realignment to the body. And I've been teaching Pilates for at least 17 years now. It is one of the most amazing methods of moving the body. I just have to plug it there. And then I'm also a co-founder of Sanctuary of Wellness. At Sanctuary of Wellness, we focus on creating safe places for entrepreneurs and creatives. And with Eco Wellness as a convener, what we do with the Eco Wellness Festival is that we create platform for the ecosystem within the wellness space to connect. So wellness enthusiasts and people that are curious about wellness are able to meet people within the wellness space who are practitioners or product providers. And also, because I realized that people just were not able to, that we didn't have spaces for people to be able to connect and get the information that they needed for their wellness journey. I'm a foodie. I love food. I love doing nothing. And I also love discovering about our past, about our African heritage, because so much of it has been lost and we are on a journey of rediscovery. And that rediscovery feeds into our well-being. It helps us to, it feeds into our body, mind, and spirit well-being. And that is the journey, body, mind, and spirit rediscovery and mastery. I am on a journey of self-mastery. I think I've discovered myself a little bit. So it's now to master myself. That's where I am. So mastery and expression is currently where I am. And that's why I'm grateful for this platform as somewhere that I can also express some of my thoughts and things that I've learned over the years. So before we begin, or as we begin, we are going to let us set our intentions. I want us to think on what it is that we want to receive from this session, and going further than this session, what it is that we want to receive from today. So I want to invite you to sit up tall wherever that you are, and bring one hand to your chest or just across your chest, preferably your right hand across your chest. And let's take 5 breaths together. So we'll inhale slowly for while counting to 5, and then you hold it, and then you exhale slowly again while counting to 5. And then during that breath, we'll now set our intentions for the session. So let's inhale together, in, hold it, and exhale. Keep breathing. As you're breathing, I want you to imagine how great you're going to feel after the session. I want you to see and feel your body in a new way. That's my intention for you. And I want you to imagine that you will also see and feel your body in a new way. Your body is going to be receiving good intentions or good information, and it's going to be beneficial to your well-being, body, mind, and spirit. Another intention of mine for you is that I am able to deliver in a way that you can receive, and that you will also have understanding. Now let's take one deep breath in together and exhale. Good stuff. Awesome. So let's go into the agenda. We're going to very quickly do a quick overview of the nervous system and how it works. We're going to touch on emotions, thoughts, and stress, and the role that they play in the nervous system. And then we're going to talk about movement and mobility, and then we're going to practice. Ready? So as I'm speaking, I want you to not, or as I'm sharing, I want you to not think about cramming anything. Just visualize with me and go with me on this journey. So we're starting off with the nervous system. Let me move this away. Remember, if you have any questions or any feedback, feel free to put it in the chat box and we shall come to that after. Okay, so now the nervous system. Your nervous system is your body's command center. It's what regulates and coordinates all the activities of your body, from thinking to pooping. It's all controlled by your nervous system. So some activities you know about or you are conscious about, and then some activities you are not so conscious about. You don't know when they're happening, but your body has its own system and they're going on, that interaction is going on and everything is doing what it needs to do. So it also manages your sensory functions as well. So that's like how you feel, what you feel, taste, pain, pressure. When your hand touches a surface, it sends information through your nerves to your brain, and your brain will process that and will say to you, and will send a message back and say, okay, so we've touched the hard surface, we've touched the smooth surface, and then if your brain knows what that surface is, it can identify it as in, oh, that's that smooth table or whatever. So it's information that is being passed through your senses to your brain, and then interpretation is had, and then that is also being passed through. So it's the processing system of your body, processes information, what we're thinking, what we're reading. It processes even motor, or it controls our motor functions, how it is we move, when it is we move. All these things are going on in the body. And so all through the nervous system. And then the grand command center is the central nervous system. Of the central nervous system is your brain and your spine, and also your nerves, because your nerves, flow through and they actually carry the information. So I want you to think of your body like a house. Your body is a house, and the way you have, and your nervous system within this house is your electrical system. So the electrical systems of your house is what your nervous system is. So that's a very easy analogy or picture that you can have. So messages are passed from the brain. So it comes from the brain, and then it will pass through your spine, and then it goes through the nerves to all the different areas of your body, all the different organs and muscles. The impulses are then sent to all those parts so that it can interpret it, and then the interpretation is sent back. So everything is happening super quick. And your nerves are held in place through your spinal column, which is right here, runs from the base of your, or from the top of your neck, base of your brain, all the way down the middle of your back. So it's almost like if you think about, in the house, if you think about a bunch of electricals, an electrical cabling that has many wires flowing through it. That's how your spine is. That's how the spinal cord is. It's holding all those nerves in place. And then I want you to also, another thing that I want us to go with is that energy is, or all these messages that are being flown through the body, they are electrical impulses and they are also energy. So your body passes information through energy. Electrical impulses is energy. It's electrical energy. So the same way it is in the body is the same way it is, or the same way it is in your house is really how it's functioning through your body. Say, how do I change my slide now? Okay, so now look at this image here. So we have the brain we have the spine, and we have the nerves that are flowing through the spine to the different parts of the body. And this is a circuit breaker in a house, the electrical powerhouse center of your house. So you have all the wires coming out. And the same way in your house, where you have wires that come out from your house, from here to go to the bedroom downstairs, the toilet upstairs, functioning for the lights, for the ACs, is exactly what is going on over here. We have nerves that are coming out from the cervical spine that help with neck function. They help with the brain. They help with what else is going on through there? Yeah, through the upper chest and through the arms. And then we now have the thoracic, which is your chest area. And the nerves that are going through there are going into the chest, into your heart, into your lungs. And then we now have the lumbar spine, the lumbar part of the spine, which is the nerves that are going through there control your legs, bowel movement, and bladder. And then you now have the sacral part of you, where the impulses or the energy is going towards your pelvis, your pelvis area, your reproductive organs as well. So for people that practice Kundalini, the chakras, it's so interesting how this kind of aligns with the chakras and the energy points that are going through there. I'm on a journey of discovering that as well. So I'm not going to really speak into that. But it's interesting that the spine physically is an electrical powerhouse. And that's what all the chakras mean, really. It's just energy points in the body. So what else was here? So now with sorry, I think my slides have gone off. Okay. So now with every electrical system in any, either for the body, for the house, energy has to be regulated. If the energy that is coming through your electrical circuits that is going to, let's say, your bulbs, if your bulbs are of a certain voltage, but the electrical impulses that is coming from your circuit is too high for it, you get a power surge. And then if it's too low, we have low current, like we say in Nigeria. We'll either have low current or we have a power surge. Either of this, if it's too much, if it's too little, it can affect your system. It can affect the nervous system. The same way your wires can get fried in real life, and not just your wires getting fried, the appliances too can also get fried. It's the same way your nerves can get fried. Your nervous system can be overstimulated. And that's a challenge that we have when we live in a stressful environment, or when we're just having unregulated energy. What happens is that our nervous system becomes overstimulated. So now when something is overstimulated, like I said, it causes damage. So now what causes overstimulation in the system? And how is it that we can then regulate that? This is where emotions come in. This is where our thoughts come in, and this is where stress comes in. Emotions are generated from our thoughts, from what we see, what we hear, what we're experiencing. It's a body, mind, and spirit interaction. And it's similar. So you think about something, and then it will stimulate your body to create energy. So the energy is then created in response to the thought, because you've thought of something and that's now created energy. So now this energy now starts to move to find expression. And that's what emotion is, energy in motion. So it is moving energy that wants to be expressed. So impulses are sent from the brain, to the brain, either from our touch or from our thoughts. And the response of the brain will then generate this interpretation of this impulse. And then we get that emotion. So emotions are good. I know people say, oh, don't be emotional, or, we try to back off our emotions, don't want to get into our emotions. But our emotions are good. Our emotions are telling us something. Your body has released it in response to something. So what we have to do is to process what the emotion is. Why was this emotion? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? What is my body trying to say? What is my body trying to express? So now an interesting thing with emotions is that when it's the high vibration emotions, we tend to express it. So we're happy, we're joyful, we're hugging people, we're jumping, blah, blah, blah. But when it's stuff like more of the lower spectrum emotions like fear, anger, we're told to not express it. We're told to not be angry, to not be fearful. But these are just telling, they're really just signals again. And what we're supposed to do is to respond to it. So ignoring it doesn't help because that emotion is now there and your body has to do something with it. And now your body, so the emotions that are going through or the energy that is going through your body is positive and negative. And so even the high vibration energies like joy and happiness, they are great, but you know what? They can also trigger a negative response in your body. Let's say that you already have a heart condition and then you are happy and excited all the time. So that's still sending currents through your body, but because it's unregulated, it can trigger a negative response in your organs. So that's to say that, you know, as much as good emotions are good, they also have to be regulated in the body. So now, how we see our emotions or what it is that we are thinking is very, very important. So we can see the importance of our thoughts and how processing is key. So, and another interesting thing is that our thoughts can trigger stress, which we know from imagined fears. If someone has annoyed you last year, but you have not processed that emotion, you have not forgiven the person. When you're talking about the situation, you're now reporting or ranting to somebody else, and sometimes that emotion is still coming up. That's because it was unresolved, and your body has just stored it somewhere in your body. Now, the challenge is that when your body is storing all these emotions, it has to go somewhere. And where it will go is usually in your muscles, or it will go into your joints. It can be sending, like the example of your heart. It can be sending impulses to your heart. And if you have a heart condition, or if that was already a weak link in your body, then that part is going to deteriorate quicker because it's getting the bulk of the stimuli that is coming. And then sometimes when you just get a shock, and a shockful or a traumatic, let me not say traumatic, an event happens that shocks you, and all this bolt of energy comes into your body's like, okay, what do I do with it? So this can, if you are not expressing it, your body can stay in fight or flight. And that again leaves your body in a stressful condition. And so we always want to be processing our emotions. We want to be processing our thoughts, and we want to be processing stress levels and letting it go. So now this is where movement comes in. Movement is one of the many ways in which we can release stored energy in our bodies. I believe it is one of the simplest because it's you moving your body. And when I'm talking about movement here, I'm not talking about exercise in the way that we know it, exercise for body strength or for weight loss or anything. I'm talking more of mobility. The body is like a car. It was designed to move, to get you from point A to point B. Your joints are designed to move. Your spine, as centered and as strong as it is designed for some movement. But because we don't move it, it starts to fuse together. And this is the same with even our joints, with our muscles as well. If we're not stretching it, it starts to get tighter and tighter. And then when we're not getting emotions or energy stored in it, it again gets tighter and tighter. Same thing with the joints as well. Movement by itself generates energy. Movement by itself also requires energy. So when we are moving, we're allowing the energies that is flowing through the body, particularly those that are coming from overstimulation or that your body doesn't know what to do with, you're giving it avenues to express. And in this space, again, I'm talking about low impact. I'm talking about low impact movements, mindful movements, things like yoga, Pilates, martial arts. They facilitate a body, mind, and spirit coordination in your movement. And that's what it is, because the energies that your body is releasing is not just physical, it's a body, mind, and spirit interaction, because from your brain to your spine, to your nerves, to your organs, to your mind, to your spirit, everything is interacting together. So now, another important thing about, or why mindful movement is important, is that it helps us to self-soothe. So when we're in a stressful situation, we can self-soothe ourselves by just moving. Movement it triggers the release of serotonin and dopamine in the body, and these are feel-good hormones. Now, not only do they help your body feel good, they help your body to heal. They also help the body to heal. So mindful movement, or movement, gentle movement, it helps to reset that nervous system. It helps to release the stored up energy. It helps to release any overstimulation. It also helps to trigger your parasympathetic system of the body. So now the sympathetic system of the body is what triggers fight or flight. That's what triggers, your body goes into that when it is nervous, when it is afraid, when it wants to run. And what that system does is that it starts to shut down the other systems, so that energy is only going to certain systems that you need for this, for whatever unsafe environment that you're in. While your parasympathetic is about relaxing the body, it helps the body to digest and to do all those things that you can do when you are relaxed. So now when you are in a stressful situation and you use movement, you can trigger that parasympathetic, as it bring your body out of that fight or flight response and bring it into a space of being calm, of that relaxed space of the parasympathetic. So movement is a great way of doing that. And a simple movement to just even help regulate is just tapping your body, bringing yourself into your now. And that always helps to bring your parasympathetic, because you would then trigger that, okay, we're not in an unsafe environment. We're here right now. And then you're able to observe your environment. So we're going to go into a little practice right now, just so that all of this can come together. So I want you to, let's practice. Okay, so let's practice, and we're going to start with our breath. If everybody can, actually, let me stop share. Can I invite you to turn on your camera, just so that we can do this together? So if you turn on your camera, so we can do this together. So I want you to come, stand with me, your feet under your hips. Hey, Oinda. Your feet under your hips, and just ground yourself. Rock back and forth very gently. So now, not under movement, but also under movement is grounding. Just putting yourself, touching the floor. If you're able to do it on grass, that's even fantastic, because you're now getting electrical energy from the plants and nature. So you want to ground yourself, spread your weight, and then very gently, when you want to release stored emotion, you want to move from the outside in. So I know that I said that the spine carries all these emotions and all this energy, but you don't want to start from the spine. You're coming from the outside in. So let's start first with waking up our fingers. Yeah, so just wiggle. Now, as you're wiggling, it's not about the movement. It's more about what you're feeling. So I want you to close your eyes And just focus on what you're feeling as you wiggle your fingers. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So now I want you to reach your arms out like you're trying to touch the wall. So now we're coming to the shoulders. Just take a breath in, reach your arms out, and exhale, bring your arms round you, wrap yourself up in a big hug. Then breathe in again, bring your arms out, and wrap again. Beautiful. Now let's do one more. Bring your arms out and wrap. Bring your arms out and wrap. Beautiful. Now bring your arms down and very gently just start to open out the joints in the shoulder. Now what this is doing is it's just opening out your chest, opening out your upper back. Pay attention to what you're feeling. And just start to feel your joints open very beautifully. And then come back to a stop. Now move in the opposite direction. Let's do both arms coming forward. Feel the tension leaving your chest. Feel it leaving your shoulders. And very gently come to a stop. So now spreading your weight on your feet. Remember we did that. We're going to do a spine roll, which helps to open out the chest. Open out the spine. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, let your head fall to your chest, and your head will pull you down gently, gently, gently. So now if you feel any tension in your back, just pause there and breathe into it. And just hold it, breathe in and breathe out. One more, breathe in. Now as you breathe out, start to come up slowly. Just feeling your spine, your head will come up last, and you're just stacking up. The idea here is to open out that spine. The spine has been doing so much work, but usually we don't open it out. We don't exercise it. So this helps to release the tensions there. Let's do one more. Breathe in. Now let your head fall to your chest again. Go down slowly. Slowly. Curling into yourself. Now, while you're here, just breathe into your back. Hold it and breathe out. Still hold the position. You're just breathing into your back. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out. One last breath. Breathe in. Now, very slowly start to come up. Slowly stacking up. Stacking up, stacking up. Beautiful. So now I want you to open out your legs slightly wider than your shoulders. And I want you to just rock your hips from side to side. The hips, the pelvis area stores a lot of trapped emotions, which store tension here, trauma here. It all has a way of sitting in the pelvis. So just moving it gently, opening it up, and just close your eyes and feel whatever you're feeling. Allow your body to feel. Feel what feels tight. Ask it why it feels tight. And just keep going. Now draw circles with your pelvis. Draw circles with your pelvis. And all of this is now helping your body to release dopamines and serotonin into your body. And then hold it, go in the opposite direction. Beautiful, beautiful. And come back. Okay? So now if you're holding on to something, just bring your leg up and go around. So you can hold on to something if you want. Again, opening out the hip joint, releasing anything that's been stored there, and come to a stop, go in the opposite direction. and come to a stop. Let's do the other leg. 2, and come to a stop. Go in the opposite direction and come to a stop. Now, I want you to come up on your toes. Just breathe in, come up on your toes, and breathe out, come down. Now, bring one hand to your chest and just focus on your breath. Focus on what you're feeling. Focus on the sensations going through your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. One more. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so we're going to stop here because we are literally out of time. But I want quick feedback from you, though. How did that feel?
So good.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, so
Hi, Dari. Good stuff. What about the information, though? Any feedback for the session and how all that information, did it make sense?
yes, it did. Is it possible to have it like every weekend?
Well, yeah, we should be moving every day, really, not even just every weekend. We should be moving every day. I know, but I'm glad that the information was good and that it felt good. Awesome. So we will make a recording of this and we will share. Thank you, Queen. Thank you all for your feedback. I am grateful. And we're having another session again of the Master Series first Saturday of next month. And we have an interesting facilitator that's going to be coming up and talking about healing, I think is what she's talking about. But anyways, we shall send out the information. Thank you again so much for joining us today. Oh, wait, I still have a shameless plug. 1 minute for my shameless plug. Where you can find me after this, I'm on Instagram and YouTube as Pilates with Oyin. So I have videos on the YouTube that are short exercises, mindful exercises, Pilates-based exercises that you can practice under 5 minutes, under 10 minutes during your week, and then also Instagram. So thank you again very much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye. Bye.